Okay, so the use of passive or active voices, if you're referring to people in general, then it is better to use the construction like it is known, it is thought that, you know, rather than we know or think that. Okay, it is also common to use the passive instead of we. So it was measured, it was added, so it is commendable to use a passive voice. Okay, so this is an example of using an active voice. And the skill of paragraphing basically starts with a topic sentence which give the main idea, and then if you are, you know, like away from that main idea, so you are bound to make a new paragraph. Okay, so why I am explaining this, because a large part of PSM1 is trying to communicate what you have learned to other people through writing. So when you write reports or PSM report, it is important for you to establish a good relationship between sentences so that your story flows. Okay, so this is the skills of how to actually do that. Okay, and I have listed down a few of the vocabularies, and therefore here as well how to establish significance and so on inside the introduction. Okay, so this is an example of few sentences, so you can get the idea from these sentences to write out your own. Okay, sorry, so literature review, like what you have reviewed, you can use this vocabulary. Okay, people have assumed, or somebody has established, or somebody has produced, you know. So not simply just you have read, or somebody do this, or experimented that. Okay, so you can use a lot of other possible vocabularies to explain what have been done by other people. Okay, so to represent what you are doing, so you can use these vocabularies. Okay, so the purpose or the study investigated the use in this report with test hypothesis, something like that. Okay, so that you can actually use these vocabularies in the sentences. Okay, then next is a problem statement. So problem statement is considered excellent if it covers all the necessary elements. Okay, description of research variable, what you're trying to measure, is very important. Problem is complex, require the use of fundamental engineering knowledge. Okay, so complex here means something that you haven't actually see every day, and you have to consider a lot of things. Okay, environment, or you have to consider the requirements from the, for example, from the either the community or the people that have authority of that places or of that work, things like that, that you are that you need to use the knowledge of engineering to actually solve that. Okay, so in problem statement, the components is that the problem itself, okay, which must be stated clearly and also establish important, and then just one sentence of your proposal to of solving the problem. So I'm just putting an example here. Say in the red line, okay, is the what you call the problem statement. Okay, so the problems, when we talk about problem statements, it means it must be a problem. It has to look like a problem. So here it says, however, during the critical stages of aircraft takeoff and landing, the winglets cause two problems. See, it's a problem. First, they cause vibrations in the main wing, commonly called buffeting. Second, they cause the aircraft to lose some control of yaw, the motion of the nose, right and left. Okay, so that's the problem there. And then in a study funded by NASA, the main wing of a DC-10 transport aircraft was outfitted with winglets, and it experienced significant buffeting during takeoff and landing. Okay, so here it explains that these are the problem statements that actually comes from the work that are actually being done in the past. Okay, so there are, of course, designs. So the recent designs have winglets, but then that is the problem. So the problem statement should state this lah, in the form of a problem, okay, not some kind of ideas from other people, or some kind of ideas you're trying to solve, okay. So at the end, you can write, in this study, we developed theoretical model of winglet lifts and compare this to the lift of wings and winglets actually recorded during testing conditions. So you can write this kind of like closing statements that shows that you are trying to solve these problems, okay. Another example is this one, okay, it's not engineering, but you can see that how the problems are stated, okay. So like the blue ones explains what are the current state of the art, okay. So live online session can be used by this kind of softwares. But then it says, regardless of the software used, student attendance at live online session, especially optional ones, can be unpredictable at best. So it is common complaint among the online faculty at a university in the South that many, often and most of the students do not attend live online sessions. Okay, so you can see from here, the sentences that they write is basically referring to the problems that they are looking at. So when you write down something, or you see when you read from the literatures, okay, you try to focus on usually with papers, they write the problems that they're trying to solve in the introduction at the end, or the first or the last, the second last of the paragraph, okay. So in the introduction section. So this actually addresses what kind of the problem that they are facing and what they are trying to solve. So this can be your guideline of how to actually write the problems, okay. So these are the examples of a problem or a gap, vocabularies that you can actually use to define your problems, okay. For example, there is an incomplete list of something, or there is an inaccurate measurement of something, or there is a drawback from previous work, you know, something like that, shows that this is actually a problem, okay. So these are more vocabularies of how to signal that there is a problem, or that you are trying to present a problem statement of your work, okay. So this is an example of when you write that in sentence, okay. For example, although this approach improves performance, it results in an unacceptable number of something, okay. So it looks like a problem. So that's how you write a problem statement.